Insecurity erodes all and any belief that one can simply exist in life without being extraordinary. Driven by a need to be noticed, consumed by the idea that anything less is simply not good enough. Not good enough to be deserving of affection, each and every mistake a reason to allow people we care about to give up. There is no need for a formal justification of the withdrawal of faith, unless the voices beg to understand why, angry at a sense of inferiority because anything short of perfect makes us worthless people.
A father is the first man to hold your hand through everything, they say. Taking your first step, riding your first bike. I imagine that a father's love is unconditional. It's the kind of love that cannot be replaced. Your father is your first love, but what do I know? My father was the first man to break my heart, the first man to teach me how I never want to be loved. The first man to create a raging, burning fire inside of me. The first man to abandon me when I needed him the most. What is a girl without her father? Maybe he is the reason why I feel so alone in a room filled with people. I never blamed him though. I guess I was too young to understand what he was dealing with. Drinking away his problems, bottling up his emotions, lashing out at every good person he had in his life, pushing away the ones he loved the most, feeling this unexplainable emptiness within him. Maybe I wasn't the only one feeling alone. I guess it got to a point where he couldn't deal with his own thoughts anymore. I was 1 year old when he first showed his true self. A man that's good for nothing, a man that's filled with anger and self-hatred. So much resentment for himself, he took it out on the woman who birthed his child, the woman that loved him the most. It's never easy to grow up without a father. Sometimes I sit by myself and wonder why he never made an effort. He became nothing to us, but did he ever truly leave? His presence is constantly on my mind. I sit in an empty room filled with my own thoughts and unanswered questions. I sometimes blame my mother for taking me away from my father, ripping my heart even more. The older I get, the more I understand why she did it, but the grudge I hold against her will never fade. Every time I lock eyes with my mother, I see resentment, I see hatred, I see fear as well as anger. I see her past reliving itself within her big, beautiful brown eyes. I know that she sees my father within me, my face and my figure. I wish I could take away that pain that she has had to carry for as long as I have been alive. Even though my life is no longer the same, I still am the little girl who was brought into this world with misfortune. Living with my mother almost had me believing that I was no longer going to feel this pain. Little did I know, it was only the beginning. I love my mother with every piece of me, on good days as well as bad days. She is the first woman to show me courage, stability, and power. She is the first woman who has ever taught me to take pride in myself. And she is the reason why I became the person I am today. I'd later come to realize the person that lies under this mask. The person who suffered days and nights just for the sake of her child, sacrificing every last bit of food, every last dollar in her empty wallet, and each and every last segment of her heart. Her comforting words filled me with joy whenever I was upset. Every time she became distressed, her criticism widened the fracture in my heart. Almost like taking a step forward, just to take 2 steps backwards. I understand your pain, I understand your anger, I understand the reasons for your behavior. I occasionally try to rationalize your hurtful words by arguing for reasons. I never figured out why your once little girl is the target of this chaos. Your once little girl who held you down while everything around you was crumbling down.
Hey, quick question. How are you? And I want an actual answer. I don't want a fine. I don't want I'm good, and I don't want it's all right, because you and I both know that that would be a lie, that although we might not be about to die, 2 words, ones that we use every single day that keep the awkward conversations away, is all just an act to detract from the fact that absolutely none of our souls are intact. Every day the world tells me that this is no place nor space that I am able to embrace the fact that I leave a trace, and in no case can I expect to be treated with any grace, but I tell you, I'm fine, because the question, how are you, is flawed by design, because your answer won't be truthful and neither will mine. We let society redefine the meaning of conversation so that we always align, which leaves so many people reduced to silence because their minds are violent, riddled with anxiety and self-hate. But we don't want to complicate. We want to go back to our task, put back on our mask, because we humans, we're not made of glass. You can't see through me, I can't see through you, so I take your 2-word answer because that's what I'm supposed to do. Then I move on with my day, ask another person, how are you? Take another 2 words, I'm okay, and walk away, because I didn't want to know how you were, I just wanted to say, hey, but let me ask you something. How are you?
Every smile has a story to tell. Beautiful faces sometimes hide the most horrible scars. Laughter is the best medicine for a healthy heart. But what is the remedy for a toxic, abusive union? Is there escape for one that's trapped? But they say, every cloud has a silver lining. That shining bright light that escapes the horrid dark clouds that cruelly try to shackle it. But it slips by anyway. A ray of hope, a silver lining of happiness and triumph. Prayers are power. I prostrate down here, but I am heard up there. The only source of strength that keeps me going, the only ray of hope with a silver lining, the only light at the end of the tunnel.
I know at the other side there is peace.
I know there is security,
A chance at building what is broken.
a hope at healing festering wounds,
A freedom never experienced before.
to breathe without fear,
To stand without support, unshakable.
to make my own bread,
To smile without facade.
to laugh without regret,
To cry without shame. To be me.
just me.
Dancing in the dark elicits feelings of carelessness, freedom that real life fails to provide. Who minds, notices imperfections when the only glow is from moonlit skies? Mobile phones blasting, notes only heard by those who choose to listen. Barely able to see one's own hand to ensure it is placed correctly. Who minds it is just you in the dark?